Here at Business at Breakfast every week, here at Business at Breakfast International, every week, one of the members gets the opportunity to share with the group further insights into their business or enlighten the group a little bit more about themselves. The members can use the time to problem solve or seek assistance from the group as a collective. The time is theirs to use however they would like. Today, we have the wonderful Julie Watson from Stronger Than My Excuses. And I'll just give you a little bit of a background on Julie. Here we go. Julie. All right. So Julie Watson is the general manager and founder of Stronger Than My Excuses, a successful Central Coast businesswoman for over 30 years and author of 2 ebooks. She now helps people find their own inspiration through Stronger Than My Excuses presentations, web TV panel discussions, and vlog series. That's hard to say. After overcoming her own health and financial adversities and being able to work from anywhere in the world, Julie is well positioned to offer solutions based on real life experiences. So with that, Julie, I'm going to let you take over. You've got up to 8 minutes. I won't cut you off. I will do this at time where you get to wrap that up. All right. And then we'll have time for questions. If you're faster than 8 minutes, that's okay. More time for questions. With that, you can take it away.
Thanks, Misty. So I'll tell you again who I am, Julie Watson, and I'm the Chief Panel Discussion Expert at Stronger Than My Excuses. So I sell panel discussions that work. I've told you already the cost is $16,500, and the people who buy this have been leaders and managers that are in corporations who really want to make some positive change, usually in their world, but in the world at large. My purpose, though, is I want to help people speak up so that we can change the world for the better together, one discussion at a time. So around 10 years ago, I really needed inspiration. So I'd hit a really low point in my life, financially and mentally. And I went looking on my laptop for something that I might have saved that would motivate me. I'd always save things. And I found an article called Overcoming Adversity. So you think you've got it bad. I was about 3 lines in when I realized that the author of this article was me. So it was a younger version of myself, had written this years before when I was enthusiastic and full of energy and hope. But the trouble was I never did anything about it. I wanted to become a writer and I wanted to become a speaker, but I didn't seize the opportunities that were presented to me because I allowed self-doubt to creep in. I did a lot of that back then. So that article went on to talk about my 5 years on a dialysis machine, 5 days a week. 3 days a week for 5 hours at a time. Seizures, surgeries, gut cams, butt cams. I had 34 admissions to Royal Prince Alfred Hospital. I ended up with diabetes. I had a heart attack. I had 5 weeks of radiotherapy treatment, and I had 2 kidney transplants. But the one that worked was from my dad, and it has now been mine for 27 years. Thanks, Dad. Pretty cool when your dad does that. So I finally decided that I would do something that I'd never done before. And I listened to my own words of wisdom from that article about being more confident. And I took action, finally. So I decided to film a series of panel discussions about overcoming fear, doubt, procrastination, imposter syndrome, that was a biggie for me, and all those mindset topics that were affecting me at the time in the past. And of course, I did this over a bottle of red wine with a couple of business friends, as you do, and we planned the first series. But what I realized during the filming and when I was asking people was that everyone wanted to be heard. Everyone wanted to be on a panel. Everyone said yes. And I'm including the mayor of the Central Coast, Chamber of Commerce presidents, A-League football CEOs, rugby league legends. I had lawyers, bankers, radio announcers, an ex-Sydney Swans football player, angel investors, everyone. So that's when I decided to template what I was doing And now I support my clients to have a voice, to speak up, and to hold genuine conversations with external experts that they bring in about their business, their culture, about work ethics, about services that they have in common, or just their passion, or anything that they want their clients to know about them. So we've now added over 250 clients' videos to our YouTube channel. So we are becoming the panel discussion version of TED Talks. Everyone know TED Talks? Yes, you'll all know Stronger Than My Excuses panel discussions soon. So here's a few more things just about the broadcast series. All our clients' panel discussions are professionally filmed in live venues and usually without an audience, and they're broadcast by us like a TV show, so very professional. The whole process takes 8 weeks, with the filming day at the 8-week mark. Stronger Than My Excuses produces, films, edits, and broadcasts the series, of course, with the client's input, naturally. And each series includes 3 panel discussions, all filmed at once, and they're on different topics. And then each panel includes 4 to 5 panelists. So we help find panelists. So one example would be someone approached me about doing an anti-bullying in secondary schools series. So they had some of their own connections, and then we help them source the rest. And most of our clients use these panels. Well, they do use them in marketing, which is great, but predominantly it is to qualify leads. So a good example of this is a law firm who made a series recently, and they included the topic of family law. So they hosted a guest psychologist, a financial advisor, and a mediator. So the short clips, blogs, and the full panel discussions that we produce have been used on their website, in email marketing and social media, which helps build trust and rapport. But the gold is in qualifying the leads. So when a prospect approaches them, they'll send them the link and say, we've just made a whole panel series, and one of them was on family law. And that gives them genuine information. It answers their questions, and all before they've even met, which of course is great. And of course, who is that prospect going to use to solve their problems? Our client, of course. So we make panel discussions work for our clients. That's it from me. Thanks. Julie Watson, Stronger Than My Excuses.
Well done you, Julie. 1.5 minutes to go. I was starting to think I hadn't even set the timer, and I've gone, that's a lot of information in a short amount of time. And my timer was set. 1.5 minutes.
I hope I didn't babble.
No, you didn't. Well done you. Jeff, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, 2 questions actually. One, have you done a TEDx talk or TED Talk in the past, Julie?
No, but it's on my list. My son is helping me write it.
And second, who are the top 3 or 4 prospects for you for the panel discussions?
So at the moment, it is lawyers, bankers, real estate, and facility management companies.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you, Julie. Does anyone else have some questions for Julie? Yep, Dr. Chris.
Sorry, Julie, that was great. Thank you so much. There was a lot of detail in there, which was fascinating, all of it. Can you just explain the process, like the 8 weeks, and you got 3 panels? I was a bit unsure about that, how that culminates in the 3 panel discussions, and are they the same panelists for all 3, or do they mix up?
So the host is usually the same person, which is the client, because then they get them more exposure, and they will answer the questions and have the discussion with the other panelists. So they're not just asking questions. There's 3 panels. They're filmed for they're about 20 minutes each. So rather than one hour long panel, which most people won't watch, We do 3 20-minute panels under one umbrella heading, and each topic is then separate. So, for example, the family law, the lawyer had family law. They had the pros and cons of being on a board. And then they had buying and selling property, for instance. So they had different experts, and it's always external experts. You don't want to sit there talking about yourself the whole time. So they're having a genuine conversation about their own input, and obviously then educating and informing the prospect.
Right. Okay. Thanks very much. That's much clearer now. Thank you.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you. Stephen, you've got your hand up.
Yes. Do you organize these in the States, in the
I'm
US?
just gonna, they can be anywhere in the world, but I haven't done any in the US not yet, no. But the whole idea of this business is that it's scalable, just like a TED Talk. It can be in anywhere in the world, because the only thing that's done on site is the videography, and we source videographers from through our networks.
And like TEDx, are you going to license the process and the guidance, the help?
So the panel discussion broadcast comes with a media production kit. We use that ourselves. It's an 8-week checklist, basically saying week 1, come up with your topic, your overall theme, come up with your topics, start talking to potential panelists. Week 2, find your venue, find your videographer, and so on. So we run through that with our client, but we do all of that, but we can't tell them who their panelists are going to be, what their topics are going to be. So we work with them to say, we need you to tell us this week. Next week, is this venue okay? Or what type of venue do you want? We'll find it for you, and so on. So we work on an 8-week process, but there is a full kit that our clients can run through it with us, and some do that. And it actually tells them how to find a panelist, how to send an email to a panelist. It's got the template email to send to get a panelist, to send to get sponsors if they want sponsors to help cover costs. Everything is in the kit.
Excellent.
Well done. Thank you so much, Julie. And Stuart, I'm going to have you as our last questioner. I'm running to time.
No worries.
All right, Stuart.
Fantastic.
Hi, Stuart.
Hey, how you doing? Look, that was fantastic. And look, I've been a part of a panel series, and I'll tell you what you've just pointed out there, and the fact that you've got all of those pieces in the kit is really that's an amazing thing, because people didn't leverage the fact that they were speaking on the panel, and clearly you're pointing out how they can do it. So it's just amazing how you can broadcast your credibility with that. It's brilliant. We'll be in touch.
Thanks. Yeah. Yes. We have about 54 pieces of content that come out of one series.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Misty.
All right, we're going to so thank you for being our speaker this week, Julie. That's been fantastic. You have been a member here for some time, so it's really good to get that extra. As a speaker at Business at Breakfast, you do your elevator pitch, but it's good to get that extra insight into the business and the person who's telling us what it is that they do. So well done. Thank you, Julie.